Hi everyone! Today we will do tempura. This famous Japanese dish consists of seafoods and vegetables enveloped in a batter that deep fries while they steam inside. Its origin dates back to the 16th century when the Japanese got inspired by a Portuguese fish cooking method. So as the first step we're gonna do the tempura dipping sauce where we're gonna dip our tempura. For that, we're gonna make kombu dashi. Kombu dashi is a broth really used in Japanese kitchen. For that, we will need 1 kombu dried seaweed, 1 leaf, 1 liter of water, and a bunch, I would say a handful of bonito flakes. So, for the flavor to be maximized, we're gonna do some cuts on the kombu seaweed. You don't need to clean it, and you can put the kelp in the water. If it's too big for the container, you can cut it apart. The bonito flakes, and you can point is to avoid it boiling. We just want to extract these delicious flavors out of the sea. So now that the broth is almost boiling, we stop it, and through a sieve we filter the liquid. Be aware that you can still save this kombu to do, for example, other broth. We will take now 200 ml from the dashi that we prepared and put it in a pan. 50 milliliter of mirin. And 50 milliliter of soy sauce. And we just bring it to a boil, switching it off as soon as it arrives at that point. And done. And set aside. Now we will prepare our vegetables and herbs. It's spring in France, so I have some spring vegetables like red bean shoots and sweet potato, asparagus. I have some shiitake, and as herbs I have shiso and basil. So we can start to prepare our asparagus. We're gonna peel just the bottom. For the beans, we cut just the ends. And if they're too big, you cut in half. The shiitake, we're gonna remove most of the foot. And we're gonna make some superficial cuts on the hat, about 6 or 7. This will maximize the process of frying. like this. Set aside. For the shiso, just remove the stalks. Usually really little when you buy them in the Asian shop. And the basil, the same. So take the leaf. For the sweet potato, we're gonna cut them in slices of 5 millimeters, like this. This thickness allows them to fry well. Once they were a bit too thin, they would be tough, and actually if they would be too thick, they wouldn't cook. So with 5 millimeter, you're sure and safe. Now you will need a bowl of water so that you dip your sweet potatoes. Just leave them 1 minute in the water, you'll see the starch coming off. Drain them and dry the pieces with a paper towel. Now with the help of a brush, we're gonna spread flour on each of the veggie and herbs and set them aside. This will allow the batter to stick on them later, so you do like that. Repeat it with all the ingredients. And set aside. We'll prepare now the shrimp. We're gonna cut the heads off that you can save to make a broth, for example. And we're gonna peel it, saving the tail. We will make an incision on their back, not too deep, but deep enough to be able to take the vein out. You can see it here. Now we're gonna turn it like this, stretch the tail and make a cut in V. So that you get this result. With the tip of your knife, you're gonna take the excess water out of the tail, rasping it like this. You're gonna turn them on the underside and you're gonna make some cuts, like about 4, not too deep, but deep enough so then we can turn it and destroy some of the muscle fibers by pressing it. The result will be that we will get you're gonna feel the click when you destroy them, and we'll get a flat shrimp like this. We will now do the same as with the vegetables and powder some flour on the shrimp. And set aside. We will now start doing our butter. We're gonna need 200 milliliters of cold sparkling water. It's important that it's cold because it's about the difference of the water and the oil that our tempura is gonna get crusty. 1 egg yolk, just mix it with the water. Mix it well. And now mix 150 gram flour on it. Don't mix it like before. There is a special way of doing this with tempura. You're gonna crush the flour into the mix of water and egg, like this. We wanna actually mix it roughly. It's supposed that 1/4 of the flour will stay in lumps. Mixing it too much will actually make the tempura really thick and fatty, absorbing all the oil, and this is not what we want. So just roughly mix it like this. We can start our frying process. You can heat up the oil till it reaches around 170 to 180 degrees. You should have a tray with a paper towel ready so that you can put your tempura after frying it. So this should be the temperature. You can try, if you don't have a thermometer, to put a bit of butter to see what happens. If it starts to flourish, it's because it's ready. So we can take the shrimp, put it on butter. Boom. Try not to splash the oil. Try to just do 3 shrimps at a time. When you see after around 3 minutes that the shrimp is lighter than before when you put it in and the butter golden, you can remove it to the towel. Remove always in between the small bits of butter so that they won't turn the oil brown and sour. You can do the sweet potatoes. on the butter, so you can shake them in. Again, not more than a few slices at a time. Around 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, you turn them on the other side. And let them cook for another extra minute. And take them off. Can now do the same with the beans. They will require a bit more time. I would say 3 minutes. Do the same, turning them like the sweet potato. You can take them out same way. We pass to the asparagus. For 2 minutes you take them off. Can pass now to the shiitake. We're gonna actually just dip the hat. So you can dip them like this for around 3 minutes. You can then turn them so that they cook another minute on the other side. And you can take them off. Now it's the time for the leaves. The shiso you should just do on one side. Take the butter on one side and throw it in the frying pan. for less than 1 minute. And turn them for just 5 seconds. And take them off. With the basil leaves, they contain a lot of water, so you should dip them all. But you should just count 5 seconds on each side. So immediately turn them. And take them off. So to finish our recipe, we're just gonna peel some daikon radish and grate it so that we can add it to the dipping sauce we did in the beginning. Add it to the dipping sauce. And we are ready to plate. And here it's our springtime tempura. I hope you like it. You know that if you have any questions, you can just forward them on the comments below. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe my channel. I see you next week for a next recipe. See you!